Now, in regional news, we focus on South Africa's national election, which is due to be held on the 29th of May 2024, as proclaimed by the country's president, Cyril Ramaphosa. To discuss this further, we have renowned political analyst Dr. Clyde Ramalaine, who is joining us from Johannesburg. Dr. Ramalaine, thank you for joining us. How is the political situation in South Africa?
Now, we are slightly more than 77 days before the 7th national elections in South Africa, commonly referred to as the democratic era, which means post-apartheid context, if we now mark 94 as the first democratic election period, national election period. And generally speaking, elections in South Africa usually are incident-free, and I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way, but I'm saying that from a point of view that generally speaking, you will always have incidents, but the impact of these incidents would not be part of what we would call the question of being free or fair. So therefore, the IEC, the Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa, has a long track record of having conducted at least the 7 national elections and also those municipal elections.
Okay, you've just described South Africa's elections as incident-free, thereby making them free and fair. So let's talk about that. In your opinion, how prepared is the country's Independent Electoral Commission for this election?
The IEC has informed South Africa that it is ready to continue with its work come May the 29th. You would recall that we have gone through process of registration, which normally precedes the actual elections. And of course, May the 29th, voting ballots would open and the elections of South Africa in the 7th instance would then be conducted. I foresee no problem in that regard. Safe to accept that you could expect already now that some of the voting polls may in some districts open late. But that would be, in my understanding, what I would consider the major issue for some areas, most probably some rural areas.
So let's talk about the political parties, Dr. Ramalaine. The 3 major political parties in South Africa, the ANC, the DA and the EFF, they've all launched their manifestos. What is your analysis of these manifestos and which one resonates more with ordinary South Africans?
We have seen that the African National Congress had already their manifesto. I think it took place in KwaZulu-Natal, very well attended. We have seen the EFF done the same, well attended as well. We have seen the DA do the same. So the manifestos for the 3 dominant parties, and the word dominant I use there to explain, number one, the leading party for the duration of the democratic era has always been the African National Congress. That in a nutshell then brings us to the subject matter of the better details concerning what then are the implications. And this is where South Africa currently runs wild in terms of what would happen as an outcome. There are those who are of the opinion that the African National Congress is going to lose, and there are those that believe that it will come close to losing. I am more inclined to see the African National Congress losing in terms of percentage, but not losing the actual election. That's my particular analysis or my view in this regard. Now, of course, the African National Congress then has its own issues.
Former President Jacob Zuma is also participating in this presidential race. What does this mean given that the ANC stronghold is in KZN, where the former president commands the same respect?
Contest that Jacob Zuma is involved in these elections is he has taken his decision not to contest or fight anymore inside, because it would appear that he had lost the fight inside. He's therefore using the national elections as his outside domain to engage South Africa on the subject matter of his personal legacy. Now, my take is that it is a matter of legacy for Jacob Zuma, no different to how it's a matter of legacy for Thabo Mbeki. I have said in a recent piece that these two have a few things in common, and they also have divergent issues. Both of them are currently still engaged at the same age of 82, engaging in the subject matter of how they will be remembered. And their utterances, their actions, and their involvement in our political space is informed by their need to be accepted and embraced in a particular way for a future society, and to paint a picture in regard to how they want to be remembered.
Interesting times indeed in South Africa, and we wait to see how the election unfolds as the date draws close. Thank you, Dr. Ramalaine, for joining us.